we will settle into our seat, or if you feel that laying on the floor is more accessible to you in this moment, feel free to lay down. Follow where there is the most ease for you in this moment. And wherever you are, sitting or laying down, just take this moment to arrive. Arrive on the floor. Arrive with your body. With your breath. And become aware of the sounds around you. The most distant sounds. The sounds behind you. The sounds to your right. The sounds to your left. And the sounds in front of you. And listen to the sounds closest to you. And with a more global awareness, see if you can sense through your skin the space around you in which the sound travels. Sensing and listening through your skin. To the sounds around you. Listen to your breath. Listen to the movement that your breath creates in your body. And see if you can soften something in your body, perhaps around your jaw, around your eyes, your ears, and your shoulders. And in this listening, see if there is a way of softening into the listening so that it is less of an action and more of a receiving. Just opening up to receiving. Opening up to the sense that gravity is melting down through your body and into the earth. And you don't have to push or pull yourself into the earth. It just happens naturally. Opening up to sensing gravity fall through your body and into the earth. And see if there's anything you wish to adjust here in your body, perhaps wriggle or shift something for gravity to fall through your body with more ease. Notice any holding in the body. Listening to this holding in the body. And in that listening, perhaps there is room for a tiny bit more softening. Softening and melting towards the earth. And taking this moment to listen to your intention for being here. It could even be a color or a sound. It doesn't have to be a sentence or even a word. What is your truest intention for being here? For showing up? Sensing and listening into the shared field between us. And we will allow this field between us to hold and support our shared practice. If you need to shift anything in your body position, feel free to do so. And we will deepen the breath. Exhaling all the way out to empty and then breathing all the way in. Exhaling all the way out. Inhaling all the way in. And even though the breath is deeper and longer, see if it can still find a sense of ease and relaxation in the breath. Counting the breath silently in your own head so that the inhale and exhale are just as long. Keep going for a few more rounds. And if you can lengthen the breath account without forcing it, feel free to do so. And after your next big inhale, exhale long. Another big inhale. And then let go of the controlled breath. Allow the breath to grow smaller and smaller until you find a natural rhythm. And listening to the breath that is now. Listen to the sensations in your body, how the body interacts with the breath. And offer a gentle smile to the mouth. And bow yourself to the practice that is to come. If you are still sitting, you can roll yourself down to the floor. And if you're on the floor, you can take a nice stretch of the body. And as the back body finds the floor, we will bend the knees and place the feet on the floor. Just taking a moment here to notice how the floor contacts the back body and how the back body contacts the floor. See if you can offer some more of your weight to the floor, and then lift the feet off the floor. Place your hands on your knees, and we'll take a few knee circles here, circling the knees in the sky to massage the lower back against the floor. And there's no rush here. Take your time to feel through the lower back and how the lower back is feeling today. It might be very different from tomorrow. We will place our feet down to the floor, and then we'll just circle the left knee. And I like to do this without my hands on my knees so that the knee can also, the hip can engage a little bit and feeling into the strength of the hip. And for some of you, it might feel more comfortable to stretch out the leg. or it might just be a different experience than to having it bent. And that foot is going to find its way up to the sky and circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Just waking up the joints of the lower limb with some warmth, bringing some fluid in there. And then place the left ankle over the right thigh. Keep your left foot nice and flexed at the ankle, but not so hard that you're becoming rigid there, but just engaging that ankle. And then I can place my palms down to the floor, or you could use your hands to support both legs as you bring the knees closer to your chest. I'm going to keep my hands on the floor here, because what we'll do is we will bring a few circles in again. So circling the knees in the sky, and you might notice that, oh, I need to engage my core, and how the core connects down into the hips, into the legs. Switch direction if you haven't already. And we're also massaging up into the diaphragm here. So take a few more nice circles here. And then slow down, place the right foot back, release the left foot, take a breath in. Release through the mouth. Take a moment to listen to the sensations around your hips and your legs. Is there any difference side to side? And if there is a difference, notice that too. And then we'll do the right side. So let's circle the right knee on its own or supported with the hands. If you're supporting the leg with your hands, make sure that you're not pulling the hip joint into its socket so that it can find a sense of freedom here. So where is the hip joint moving with the most freedom in the hip socket? Whoops. And if everything feels tight and condensed, see if you can slow down the movement and find maybe a micro corner of ease. Stretching out the leg if that is an interesting experience for you. And we'll let that right foot reach up towards the sky, circle the ankle, wriggle the toes. And then place the right ankle over the left thigh, engage the right foot so it stays nice and flexed at the ankle. And then we'll lift the left foot. See if you need to support yourself with your hands here, or just let the palms rest on the floor for support. And we'll circle the knees, massaging through the diaphragm. Watch your breath. Change direction. And is there even a difference side to side here as you massage the diaphragm? We'll place the left foot down to the floor. Release the right leg. Take a breath in. Sigh through the mouth. Listening to the sensations around your hips, rib cage, all the way up into your shoulders. Now keep the space between your feet quite wide. So if you are on a yoga mat, it could be to the outer edges of your yoga mat. And if you don't have a yoga mat, then just find a nice spacious distance between your feet. And we will let the knees sway side to side here. Great. And as we're doing this, we're not looking for a deep stretch, or we're not looking for nothing really. We're not looking for anything here, but see if you can feel into a sense of massaging the lower back again against the floor. And perhaps feeling into where, within what frame is comfortable for you in this moment. Is the movement small or big or something in between? Great. And the next time your knees fall to the right, we're gonna roll ourselves all the way over to our right side. Yes. And from laying on the right side, take a breath here and just see if you can melt a little bit more of your side body into the floor. Notice how gravity falls through your body when you're laying on your side. Great. And then straighten out your left leg, left hand in front of you on the floor, and push the floor away from you so that you can come to sit up with your right leg bent and your left leg straight. Yes. Place your hands on the floor so that you feel supported. And then we're gonna turn our ankle in circles. And as I turn the ankle in circles, I also let my knee join in. So as I'm pushing my toes away from me, my knee straightens. And then when I pull my toes towards me, the knee bends. Do that a few rounds. Since it massages all the way up into my hip joint, the thigh bone. Great. And then we will swap direction. Okay. And see if you can let your chest follow the movement of your foot. So we're synchronizing the spine with the ankle. And I will add on a few more movements here. So what I'll do is that I will take my right arm, release the right arm, and bow myself towards the left foot. Okay. And this is not to stretch the back leg. I can still pull my left heel towards me so that I keep the back leg nice and engaged. And then I release. I place my right hand behind me, left foot to the floor, and then put your weight into your right hand so that you can begin to lift your bum up just a few centimeters, and then sit yourself back down. Release the left leg, release the right arm, and bow towards that left foot. Pull the left heel in, and then release. Right hand behind you, left foot in front of you, push the floor away, and lift your hips up. Great. Continue like this in your own time, moving through these two shapes. And see if you can take the time to feel through the lengthening of the back body as you bow yourself forward. And then the engagement of your back body as you lift. Yes, so it's an engage and release kind of action. And if there are any points on the way that you feel extra interesting, feel free to slow down there and pause with the breath. And we are moving towards a pause, so settle for somewhere here along the way to slow down, take a bigger breath. And release yourself out. Stretch your legs out in front of you, hands to the backs of your thighs. Roll yourself back down to the floor. And take a breath. Finding the floor again. Listening through the skin of your back body, or perhaps listening through some clothing. And we will do the other side. So spacious distance between your feet. And then begin to rock your knees side to side. And for this round, we're going to add a little bit more pressure through the soles of our feet into the floor, so that we can get a little bit more movement information to our joints. And this might even give you a little bit more information as to where you find the most ease in the movement. So in other ways to say it, where do you want to keep your feet? To feel some ease through your feet, ankles, hips, and spine. And could you shift something in the pace that you're doing the movement to find or turn towards ease? And just like a flower growing through like a road or something, or a flower growing through a stone, we will have to find the most easeful spots to grow. Great. And the next time you roll your knees to the left, we will continue to roll ourselves all the way to the left to pause, laying on the side. Taking a breath here to melt yourself into the floor, the side body. And see if there are any areas of your body that is contacting the floor that can melt just by simply noticing their existence. And we'll place our right hand in front of us on the floor. Stretch your right leg out. And then push the floor away from you so that you can come up to sit with your left knee bent, your right leg straight this time. Place your hands somewhere to support you. And then we'll circle the ankle. Stretch out the toes to lengthen the knee, and then pull the toes towards you to bend the knee. Articulating from your foot into your ankle, into your knee, all the way up into your hip. And let's change direction of the ankle. And then see if you can synchronize the upper body with the foot, so that your spine is circling with the foot. Great. And then we will release our left hand to bow ourselves towards the left foot. Keep the right foot a little bit flexed so that you can pull the heel towards you, engaging the back leg. And then we will release. Place the left hand behind you, right foot in front of your left. Put your weight through the left hand to lift your bum up a few centimeters. And then sit yourself back down. Release the right leg and bow yourself towards the right leg, feeling into the lengthening of the back body here. And then release left hand behind you. Put the right foot in front. Engage the back body as you lift. Shifting between these two shapes in your own time. Finding your way to feel through these two shapes like you are a flower looking for the sun. Where is the most ease and warmth for you to melt into and simultaneously grow towards? And don't worry about getting the shapes perfectly. It's not about what it looks like. Let's tune into how it feels. Lengthening the back body. Engaging the back body. And if there is a spot that feels a little bit more interesting, we will slow down the movement to pause there. Slowing down into your sweet spot, take a deeper breath. Experiencing the fullness of the shape, whatever shape you're in. And then release. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Hands behind your thighs. Roll yourself to the floor. Take a big breath in. And just listening to the sensations of now. Great. So if you have your pillow handy, you can bend the pillow and place it behind your thighs. Yes. And this will help the knees to soften a little bit and for the lower back to melt into the floor. If it feels comfortable to you, you could allow the knees to fall out to the sides or just keep the legs straight. Placing the legs in a way so that your hips and lower back can let go. And perhaps a pillow on your belly or your chest. And why not a blanket? Just make yourself comfortable because we're moving into our final rest that will be a restorative pose. placing your props in a way so that you feel or can tune into feeling supported and held. Listening to the sounds around you. Sensing the space through your skin. And without having to do anything, allow the body to integrate and organize with ease. Gravity gently hugging you towards the ground. And the ground lovingly supporting you. Can something else soften here? In your body. In your breath. In your mind. And if you have more time and would like to rest more, feel free to close the device. And I'll see you next week. But if you'd like to close the practice together, wiggle some distant body parts. And with your next inhale, stretch out the body long. And find the most easeful way to come back up. Settling into your seat. Shifting the body so that gravity can fall through your spine with the most ease. Opening to the pull of weight into the earth. And from that pull downwards, we can also simultaneously allow the body to grow upwards. Place your hands on your heart or belly or somewhere else. Maybe not even on the body, but away from the body. And I'd like you to tune into or listen to the first two and two, the first two qualities that come to mind that you would like to carry with you into the spring season. Like you're planting a couple of seeds here with those qualities. Now water them with a deep breath. And then place your palms to touch. And we'll close the practice by bowing our brain to our heart and our heart to the earth. Thank yourself for showing up, for being here, for slowing down, and reconnecting with that sense of ease. Thank you and tack.